Wonka's in cinemas.
That's right. It's wonked its way into cinemas.
It certainly has. On a budget of $125 million. At a box office return, Mason, it's going to make about $35 million in the US this weekend. And last week, up to about now, it's made $46 million in the international other markets.
Okay,
because that's how the word works. There's the US and then there's international. We're in the international part. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
It's not a terrible start, especially for a musical. Musicals quite often do not do well, especially recently.
Which is why they never tell you they're a musical in the trailer.
And I still maintain that I think this could be not like $1 billion kind of property, but just like a slow burn summer here, winter overseas, internationally.
Oh, that sounds very cozy, a slow burn in the
Oh, my
winter.
God, just like the thing that you go and see. You take your family and whatever.
Okay.
It becomes one of those. I don't know. We'll see. Because, what do you think the story was?
Oh, come on, mate.
Yeah.
Bloody blindside me. All right, well, do you remember Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Yes.
Well, what was Willy Wonka like before he had a chocolate factory?
I mean, different.
Illiterate is the answer.
Yeah.
He was illiterate.
And he looked completely different.
And he lived on a boat. And
Yeah,
his
he
hair
did.
was different coloured.
Yeah.
But he had a velvet coat.
Yeah, but he was nice.
And he was nice, except when he stole.
Yeah.
And then he's going to go out and he's going to make his fortune.
But what if he doesn't?
He will, though.
Oh, yeah. Because he has the factory.
I mean, it's a foregone conclusion,
That's
isn't
right,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. But maybe he'll have to make some sacrifices.
Does he make some enemies along the way?
Maybe. Maybe he does. And some friends.
Does he kill anyone?
I don't know. Maybe after the movie, because we don't see any of those characters in the next movie, do we?
Well, Slugworth comes back.
That's true.
We don't see him, but Slugworth reappears. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, Number Wang reunion.
Oh, he's the number one.
Olivia Colman and Patterson Joseph, who are he's Slugworth.
You're right.
It's a return of Michelin Webb's.
Well, do you know
Number Wang.
why?
Yes.
Because the director of this is Paul King.
Okay.
And he directed, of course, the two Paddington movies. And you definitely feel that Paddington kind of good joy and vibe in this. I don't think it's as good as a Paddington movie, but this is way better than I thought it was going to be. And he also directed episodes of Garth Marenghi's Dark Place and The Mighty Boosh.
There you go.
So who's the guy who's the comedian in this as well? He's
Rich Fulcher.
Rich Fulcher's in this.
This is a big. I wouldn't say it's a cameo fest, but it's a real.
I mean, if you know that era of British comedy,
yeah, it's a real who's who of British comedy of that era. We got, is it spoilers to say who's in this?
I don't think so.
Okay, Rowan Atkinson's in this.
Yep. Keegan-Michael Key. He's not of that era, but he's in it. I liked Kayla Lane as Noodle, the little kid in this.
Mm-hmm.
She was fun. And, of course, we had Timothy Chalamet.
Yes.
Charlie Meat?
Mr. Charlie Meat, yes.
Charlie Meat, yeah.
That's a great cut of the butchers. Go in and ask for a Charlie Meat.
Absolutely. You're going to love what you get.
That's right. But anyway, so Willy Wonka comes to town. He comes to a big-time town.
He goes zippity.
Is it London? I don't know. Or France. It's London or possibly Paris.
Or German.
Or maybe it's Germany.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to make my fortune, but then he quickly ends up in indentured servitude in a workhouse because he can't read.
Yep.
And then he meets a cast of characters who are all also indentured, but he's like, I'm going to make my chocolate and I'm going to get us all out of here and we're going to have big adventures.
I'm going to do this like Corella DeVille, the prequel.
That's right. I didn't
saw that.
I didn't say it.
There's similarities. This is better.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And we're going to sing a few songs.
Yes, we are.
Are we going to put our heart and soul into it? Sometimes.
Yeah.
We're really going to do that sometimes.
This is, it's the Gene Wilder version, right? There are differences because he looks different.
Oh, you're saying it's not going to turn into the Johnny Depp version?
No. I mean, they use a lot of the musical cues, and there's words and phrases that cross over into the other movies and whatever. That movie in particular, but I was kind of skeptical about I don't think he has the comedic chops to do like a Gene Wilder style performance, and he doesn't. And when he does try to do like wacky Gene Wilderisms. It falls flat. There's a bit where he's like, listen up and look down or whatever. And it feels really kind of
That's in one of the trailers and it doesn't really work.
But when he's just doing...
When he's earnest.
Yeah, when he's doing his own version...
Going to camp.
Yes. When he's doing his own version of this, I thought he was very good in this. I thought he was a lot of fun.
I think this probably, this survives on the strength of the cast.
Yeah.
Both him and kind of the supporting cast, because you've got to feel like... And again, it's sort of not a it's a melodrama.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, it's essentially, this is
It's very melodramatic.
Yeah, and it sort of lives in this world of chocolate is it's like the drug trade.
Yeah.
Like
there's a chocolate cartel which is backed by the Catholic Church.
Yeah, that's right.
Which I very much enjoy.
It's a sort of somewhat surreal world. I feel like it could be more surreal. Like it sits on the edge of it's kind of...
Because chocolate makes you fly or whatever and all of that.
Oh yeah, Willy Wonka's magic also.
Yeah.
They can't, well, not magic, but he's got
He knows he's got stuff that is magic.
He's got he's gone around the world and he's found
all
inexplicable...
around the world. Blah, 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 blah.
I don't think so.
Chili Peppers.
You
don't think so?
No, I don't think so at all. He's gone around the world and he's found like exotic ingredients for his particular chocolates that make you, they can make you hover, or they can make you, have experience a whole evening in a single bite of a chocolate or what have you. And that's a bit of fun.
It is a bit of fun, isn't it?
But I think it's you sort of have to buy into this universe. But I think Matt Lucas is in this.
He is, yeah.
Also, yes. Not David Williams, interestingly enough.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Who knows? He could be under a wig somewhere.
Could be under a wig. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. How do you feel about the music? You said kind of some of it was magical and some of it was whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it
Neil Hannon wrote the music.
Maybe it's a function of because we're seeing it on a cinema screen, but it feels like nobody ever really goes all out in it.
Okay.
Like it sort of feels like it's kind of quite at an even keel all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
It's kind of like it's just it feels like maybe Chalamet, regardless of his skills as a singer, which it seems, it's got a good voice. Everybody who sings, I think, has a good voice in this. But it feels like nobody ever went, should I bring this up to 11? No, you shouldn't. Don't do that. You'll upset people. You'll scare them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. It doesn't hit like big. Like it looks that way a lot of times.
Yeah.
People spinning around in a circle and in the street and cartwheeling over each other in the air. No, I see that. I think there's one song in particular where he does go out and where he's selling his wares and then disappearing into the street. I thought that was probably the strongest new song. Yeah,
there's a sort of a middle bit. There's that bit and there's a scene in his...
Wonkatorium?
Well, he's Wonkatorium, but I think like I was going to say there's not really... This isn't really a movie I feel like that has a lot of spoilers in it. Like I don't think I could like there's a moment like he wants to build a chocolate shop and so eventually there's a chocolate shop and there's a scene where and it's sort of like his factory in the subsequent movies where there's a lot of magical things and he
can eat and spin about
exactly and all the public come in and he sings about all the wonders of chocolate and all the wonderful things that he's got in here and I was like that feels like kind of the that felt like I watched it on Thursday and we're recording on the Saturday and I currently nothing has remained in my head. Like none of the songs, no. Yeah. But I remember coming out of the cinema and one particular, like that particular song sort of bouncing around. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty solid. I feel people will remember that.
Yes.
With subsequent viewings, I think a few of these will sort of earworm into people's brains.
Totally. And also
in a horrible way.
No, yeah. They also bring back like the Oompa Loompa song and other.
Because we've got Hugh Grant, of course. Yeah. And if you've seen any of the trailers, you know that when he wants to regale a story, he has to do it
a little Oompa Loompa dance
in the form of the Oompa Loompa dance and song. And once he started, he can't stop. And I thought that was fun. He's good. He's very good in this.
He is.
As lofty.
He hated being in it.
Yeah,
as he's talked about at length. We talked about this last.
Why'd you do it then, Hugh Grant?
Why not? Money.
Yeah, money.
I thought he looked good for the most part because it's pretty much just his face, and they replace everything else. There's one moment where he gets on a little hang glider
for no reason,
and that looks kind of like a bit shaky. But other than that,
that's for the kids, though, right?
Sure, I guess they love a shaky moment.
And to sell the Funko Pop where he's got a little jetpack.
Yes, I think. I think Hugh Grant is really good in this, like really fun in this. But it seems like an expensive effect, it doesn't seem like he did too many days on it. No. I thought he was going to be in it like a lot more, but I also liked seeing like where he's from and all of that, and you find out why he's with Willy Wonka, in particular moments. Olivia Colman, I'm not sure if the actor's name, has a fun little romance subplot, which I thought was pretty amusing.
Matthew Bainton is his name.
There you
Fickle
go,
Gruber. Olivia Colman is the owner of the workhouse.
Yes,
that is like a laundry, and she tricks people into staying for the night, and then she puts them under a contract where they owe her a bunch of money and etc. I'd just kill her.
Yeah,
I'd kill her and the guy. I'd kill them both.
Well, it's not that
poison the dog, kill them both.
It's not that kind of Johnny Depp musical,
no,
Mason.
That's true, isn't it? Yeah.
Sweeney Todd or whatever.
Yeah. I'd be like, actually, if you put an unreasonable line item in a contract, it's not really. Even if you sign it, it doesn't really apply. You'd have to let me know in advance. You'd have to be like, listen, I'm going to charge you $1 million for this, and I'd be like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'll leave. Thank you.
Yeah. How do you feel this movie looked? Were there any I thought there's like a giraffe in this, and that all looked realistic.
Yeah, sure.
It looked like they filmed in a real cathedral.
Whoa.
I don't know whether they actually did or not, but it looked like a. Often you'll get like a big empty space like that, like a Star Wars prequel. Yeah. It just looks like a nothing room.
Yeah, there's moments in it because a lot of the action takes place in a sort of, I guess it's a sort of city square, and it's kind of there's like a like an arcade situation, like you know, where all the shops are and all the, you know, it's the place to be if you want to run a shop and all this sort of stuff, and all the people come from miles around. And some of that looked real, but some of that kind of, again, it looked like that empty
going
space.
on.
It does depend what's going on, yeah.
There's a moment when he's in his shop and he goes above the clouds and there's like fairy floss clouds or whatever, and that kind of looks a bit wonky, if you don't mind me saying so. But I would say on the most part, it's got that. It's clearly a very expensive movie. And I wonder, like, when he does have his shop and people are going through it, because I know what they did with, like, the original movie, and I don't know if they did with the Johnny Depp movie, who cares?
Yes,
but
precisely.
All of that stuff was actually edible in that room.
Oh, for real?
For real, yeah. Not all, I mean, there's some exceptions, but yeah, I wonder if that's what they were, you know, doing.
Yeah.
For that, and just have people delight in that, and then you capture those moments.
Oh, no, I bet they didn't do that.
You bet nobody was delighting in anything?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it would have been poisonous and not edible.
Well, that would be
Imagine it not being poisoned.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Do you want to do some spoilers?
Let's do some spoilers. I'm going to say best movie ever.
I
thought it was a lot of fun, yeah.
Could be a good, fun family Christmas movie.
Yeah, and I thought it was kind of like affecting in an emotional way. And like, this is nice.
Talk a bit about that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, again, it's not really, it's
I don't think they're as good
kids,
as,
I think.
No, and I don't think it's as good as the Paddington movies. And he's not directing the next Paddington movie.
Right.
Paul King, but, you know, that's okay, I guess. And Sally Hawkins is not, she's in this.
Yes.
But she's not going to be in the next Paddington. They're replacing Paddington Mum. And people are not
really?
happy, yeah.
Okay, wow.
Bold.
Are they doing it in story?
They are.
Wow.
Yeah.
Divorce?
No assassination plot.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, because of the
That's
divorce.
exciting, though. Yeah,
it is,
for sure. Yeah, look, I think it was, you know, I thought it was very nice, and, you know, it's got a nice resolution, and it all works out, and, you know, fun for the family, I would imagine.
Worried upon, like, initial images that they're doing Joker prequel. And then, like, because that's the first thing I saw, I'm like, oh, no. But then, like, seeing who was directing it and whatever, it's like, right, no, then that kind of was like, oh, maybe this might be something. And it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think my initial thoughts on that were like, oh, I probably would have liked it to lean into the weirder.
Yeah.
But this outcome is pretty good. You know, it's pretty good.
What do you think of that, everyone?
Yeah, it's pretty great.
So his mum is she's a great chocolatier.
Yes, they used to live on a boat together.
Yeah, a beautiful boat.
And they were poor, but she would make a little chocolate for him every year.
Yep.
And that was delightful. And then she's
like, there's one secret to chocolate, but
I'll write it down.
Don't know.
But I won't teach you how to read.
Yeah.
Because I am cruel. I'm cruel, Mum.
And so he never finds out what the secret is. So he dedicates his life to making sweets and chocolates and gum and whatever. And then so at the end, and this is just me explaining the end of this movie, I guess.
Yes, sure.
Mr. Sunday Movies explains. Wonka explains.
Nice.
That, he opens up the bar of chocolate that she left behind, and it says the secret to chocolate is that it's who you share it with or whatever.
Yeah, it's not what's in it, yeah.
No, and that was the moment. That actually got me. I'm like, shit, that's pretty, all right.
Did you bring any kids with us?
No, it was just me crying alone in the cinema.
Love that. So pretty typical.
Pretty typical. That's right, yeah. It happened when I saw Expendables.
I was going to say, that was going to be the example.
But no, I thought that was a really lovely message. And it's just all about, it's about the people you're with. It's not so much about the chocolate, it's about...
But I wouldn't recommend Mr. Beast's Feastables, because I had a couple the other day and they weren't very good.
You said they were dreadful.
I did say they were dreadful. Yeah, chalky and bitter, but bitter for milk chocolate.
Bitter in a bad way.
Yeah, I had the regular milk chocolate and I had the peanut butter and they weren't very good.
God.
Just get a Cadbury's.
Get a Cadbury's, but not a Nestle, because they're
they charge for water. They're trying to privatize water.
Yeah, but they're all the worst, but not that one specifically.
Yeah, Cadbury's probably bad too.
Maybe get the Mr. Beast ones.
Get an artisanal chocolate.
No, Mr. Beast he's saving people. I think you should go with Mr. Beast. You're not saving anybody. What do you ever do for capitalism? Nothing. Shut up.
I bought Feastables.
Yeah, you would.
Maybe if he comes out with the
fucking sellout.
Maybe he comes with maybe if he comes out with the white Feastables. Maybe I'll change my tune.
Oh.
I know that's technically not chocolate. I don't care.
You seem like you care.
I don't care. I'm fine. I like a white chocolate. I don't even care. It's not real chocolate.
You know what I will say about this movie? First of all, you clearly don't care.
I don't
love
care.
That at the end he just builds the factory.
Yeah, with magic.
Yeah.
Or is that a time lapse? I don't know.
Yeah, it's time lapse.
No, but see, that's the thing because Lofty. No, because Lofty's like, oh, this seems to be happening in real time.
Yeah, okay. I guess so.
Oh, also Willy Wonka's magic, by the way.
Yeah, he's sort of he makes magic stuff in the
He makes magic stuff.
But it seems to mostly be like technological advancements.
But he also has a black hole in his hat.
No, I mean in the next one.
Oh,
like his magic is like there's floating fizzy drink and
yeah, you're right.
You can transmit a buoy in TV.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
But it's more kind of it's supposed to be at least technological than magic. But this guy's just magic.
He is, yeah.
Yeah. But I think if they do a sequel to this, I think they kind of missed a trick in him like setting up the factory.
Right.
And I think that could be a story in itself because now he's just got the factory and the Chocolate River and the Rainbow Bridge and all of that. And it's all there already. And I think if they do a sequel to this, Wonka 2.
If it does well, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. Still wonking.
Still wonking. Wonk with me, if you will.
That's right.
Yeah.
Fire wonk with me.
Wonk the line?
Yep. Yeah.
Wonking tall?
Sure. Yep.
These are all great.
These are all very good.
Got some reviews here, though.
Okay, I'm ready.
Stephen, who says, #WeeklyPlanetPod, saw Wonka, and I was surprised by how much I loved it. The cast was great. Timothy Chalamet was actually amazing as young Wonka, and the songs were excellent with nods to the original. Am I crazy to want more? Best movie ever.
You are crazy.
It is great, and it's also selfish.
It is very selfish.
We've had enough.
That's right.
Wonka for this
That's
year.
right. You're a glutton. Those little kids who are gluttons for chocolate.
Let other people share.
Oh, and they do pure imagination at the end, which I guess you'd have to at this point. But
you got to.
It was pretty good. Pretty good version.
I agree.
I think.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too.
I don't even care.
What happens to all his friends?
They're dead.
Oh no! Even Ab Crunch.
Even Ab Crunch.
The accountant. His name's Abacus Crunch.
Is it?
Or Ab Crunch.
Oh, that's fun. Nate says, "What kind of sorry excuse for a prequel is this? No ham-fisted explanation of his top hat or cane, hardly any nostalgia, baiting callbacks, and most erroneously, absolutely no forward roll. Worst movie ever."
Does he not do any kind of
I
forward
don't remember
roll?
him do a forward roll.
No.
Don't like that.
Because he's doing a lot of running.
Yeah.
Surely at some point he would have done a forward roll. We'll have to rewatch
down
to
a
find
drain
out.
or whatever.
Down a drain, yeah.
This is from Benson Maid, who says, Wonka showed a great representation of how corrupt big companies of industry can be, but I'm curious to how accurate it is to Roald Dahl's characters. Not sure why Hugh Grant hates it. It's not a worst movie ever. I mean, he hated it because of the mocap shit.
He had to do some work, sure.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get to do, I bet he signed on expecting he could do his Cockney character that he's been doing for his last few movies. Exactly. The one who's like, the one he's been doing for all the last couple of Guy Ritchie movies. They're like, no, you have to be posh Hugh Grant. He's like, oh.
And you have to dance and sing.
Yeah, that's right.
And get on a little hang glider. In terms of it being accurate to the original, well, the only real character in this from the original is the Oompa Loompas who have no personality and Wonka.
Yeah.
And Wonka's, by the time you get to him in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, he's fucking insane.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's particularly accurate, but that's fine because it's...
Maybe that's the evolution. Yeah. Maybe all the chocolate fumes have driven him. The chocolate fumes, like his brain was not prepared for the industrialization of his chocolate. You know, it's too overwhelming. It breaks his brain.
Yeah.
You know?
And
he falls into a vat.
And he probably...
Joker style.
And it is acid.
Yeah, we're still waiting. We're still waiting on that particular part of the origin. And that bleaches his hair.
That's right.
To Gene Wilder style.
To Gene Wilder hair. Yeah, great. Should we move it along?
Let's move it along.
What are we doing?
What are we reading?
Yep.
What are we going to read?
Whoa.